The Galaxy Concordance Council Chamber was very large and bright. It hung in space high above the green world of Valus Prime. Inside, beings from many old species sat in rows of special seats made for their bodies. Some looked like tall plants that walked, with long green arms and leaves that glowed softly. Others were made of clear crystal that changed colors when they felt strong emotions. There were also big soft creatures like jellyfish that floated inside tanks of blue water. And there were insect-like aliens with hard shells, many legs, and mouths that clicked when they talked. All these beings had been part of the galaxy for thousands of years. They made the rules, they kept peace, they decided who could join their club and who could not cause trouble. Today they were talking about humans. Humans were new. They had only found the rest of the galaxy a short time ago. Their ships were fast and strong, but many council members thought humans were still like wild children. They did not follow orders well. They asked too many questions. They kept secrets. The speaker of the council was named Kazathar. He stood on a high platform in the center. He had golden wings folded behind his back, and bright red eyes that looked at everything. When he spoke, small machines in every seat translated his words so everyone could understand, no matter what strange sounds or lights their species used. Today we must face the human problem, Kazathar said. His voice was calm but firm. They break our laws again and again. They dig deep mines in protected zones. They test dangerous weapons without permission. They refuse to move their people when we ask them to leave crowded border worlds. And they still keep their big kinetic cannons and nuclear bombs. They call it self-defense. We call it a threat. Many aliens made noises of agreement. A tall plant being lifted one long arm covered in glowing leaves. Humans act like they own the stars already. They do not respect our ways. A crystal delegate flashed bright purple and blue lights across its body. Their weapons are simple but powerful. Their ships move in ways we do not fully understand. We cannot let this continue. A floating jelly creature in its tank bubbled loudly. They grow too fast. Their numbers double in a few short cycles. Soon they will want more space. They will push against our borders. Kazathar raised one sharp claw to make the room quiet again. We have warned them many times. They smile and nod, but they do nothing. I say we give them one last chance. They must disarm all heavy weapons. They must allow our ships to watch their planets at all times. They must accept our rules completely. If they refuse, we send the combined fleet. We make them obey. Most of the council members clicked, glowed, or waved in support. Only a few looked unsure. In the back row, 3 humans sat quietly. They wore plain dark suits with no bright colors or glowing parts. They looked small and simple compared to the aliens around them. The woman in the middle was Ambassador Elena Voss. She had short brown hair and steady gray eyes. She sat straight and listened to every word without showing much feeling. On her left sat Admiral Marcus Kane. He was tall, with wide shoulders. His face looked hard, like it was carved from stone. His black uniform had many small silver marks from old battles. He kept his big hands folded and said nothing at all. On Elena's right was Dr. Liam Reyes. He was shorter, with dark hair and thin glasses. He sometimes wrote quick notes on a small screen, but mostly he just watched. His eyes moved from face to face, from glowing crystal to clicking insect mouth. The aliens kept talking about humans, as if the 3 people were not even in the room. They still fight wars on their own small planet, one delegate said. How can we trust them with peace? They hide things, another added. They do not share their best technology. They are too proud, a third said. They think they are special. Kazathar looked toward the humans. Ambassador Voss, do you wish to speak? Elena stood up slowly. The big chamber became quiet. Every eye turned to her. Speaker Kazathar, she said in a clear, calm voice. We thank you for this chance to listen. We have heard your worries. We understand you want order and safety for everyone. She stopped for a second. But we cannot agree to what you ask. Earth is our home. Our colonies are our homes. We worked hard to build them. We will not give up the tools that protect them. We will not let foreign ships fly over our cities and watch our children. The room filled with angry sounds. Lights flashed red. Tentacles waved fast. Wings buzzed loudly. Kazathar stood taller. This is not acceptable. You force our hand. The fleet will come. Elena did not raise her voice. We know what you plan. We have prepared. Admiral Kane stood next. When he spoke, his deep voice carried across the chamber like distant thunder. Your ships will find empty space when they reach our stars. Our people are ready. Our defenses are ready. If you bring war, you will get war. But it will not be the war you think you know. A big jelly delegate laughed with wet bubbling sounds. One small species against all of us. You have only a few hundred ships. We have thousands. Marcus looked straight at the creature. His face did not change. Numbers do not win every fight. Sometimes the small hunter wins, because it is quiet, patient, and very good at what it does. The laughter stopped. Dr. Reyes stood last. His voice was softer, but it reached every corner. You have read our old stories. You know we fought many hard wars on Earth. We almost ended ourselves more than once. But we always came back. Each time we learned. Each time we got stronger. He looked slowly around the room. What you do not see is the thing inside us that wakes when there is no other way. When talking fails. When running fails. When hiding fails. Something old wakes up. Something that fought with teeth and stones long before we had fire. It does not care about polite words or fair rules. It only wants one thing, to make sure the danger never comes back. The chamber became very still. Some aliens looked at each other with nervous lights and soft clicks. Elena spoke once more. We asked for peace many times. You said no. Now we say no to you. Do not send your fleet to our stars, because if you do... She let the words hang heavy in the air. You will learn what happens when humans have no choice left. The three humans turned and walked out through the wide doors. No one stopped them. No one laughed. The aliens sat in silence and watched them go. Outside the chamber, in the cold light of the stars, the humans walked side by side. Elena looked at Marcus and Liam. It begins now, she said quietly. Marcus nodded once. Liam pushed his glasses up. And somewhere deep inside each of them, something old and patient waited. 23 hours passed after the humans left the chamber. The council members spent that time in small groups. They talked in low voices. Some laughed and said the humans were only bluffing. Others looked worried and checked their screens again and again for news from their home worlds. No one slept much. Kazathar stayed on his high platform. He reviewed reports from scout ships near human space. Everything looked normal. Human ships moved in their usual patterns. Factories on their colony worlds kept working. No big fleets gathered. No signs of panic. Kazathar felt sure the humans would come back soon with apologies and promises. Then the doors opened without warning. The three humans walked in again. Ambassador Elena Voss led. Admiral Marcus Kane followed close behind. Dr. Liam Reyes came last, carrying a small black case. They did not ask for permission. They simply walked to the center of the big room. Every alien stopped talking. Lights dimmed a little as many beings turned their attention to the small group of humans. Elena stopped in front of Kazathar's platform. She looked up at the tall insectoid speaker. "We have come to give our final answer," she said in a clear voice. Kazather clipped his mandibles. "You were given time to think. Have you decided to accept our terms?" "No," Elena said simply. Murmurs spread through the seats like wind through leaves. Elena raised one hand. A small device on her wrist glowed. A large hologram appeared in the air above the center of the chamber. Everyone could see it clearly. The first image showed Earth from space. Cities looked busy but calm. Then the view zoomed in. People moved fast in the streets. Trucks carried heavy loads. Factories worked day and night. New ships rose from shipyards faster than anyone thought possible. In one place, thousands of civilians stood in a huge open field. They moved together in perfect lines, shouting short words in rhythm. Their faces looked focused, not afraid. Another image appeared. It showed a stadium full of people. They wore simple clothes. Many had paint on their faces, red lines, black marks. They jumped and shouted together. It looked like an old ritual from Earth's past. Drums beat loud and fast. The sound filled the chamber. The hologram changed again. Now it showed deep underground bunkers. Rows of machines worked without stopping. Bright lights showed people checking weapons, loading boxes, training in groups. Children were not there. Only adults moved with purpose. Kazathar tilted his head. "This is preparation?" "Yes," Admiral Kane said. He stepped forward. His voice was low and steady. "We declined your ultimatum. We will not disarm. We will not let your ships watch our homes. And we will not wait for your fleet to come." A crystal delegate flashed angry red lights. "You think you can fight us all? You are few. We are many." Kane looked at the crystal being without blinking. "We know the numbers. We counted them long ago. But this is not about numbers anymore." He pointed at the hologram. It now showed empty space near one of the human border worlds. Then, suddenly, a human warship appeared from nowhere. It fired once, a bright kinetic slug that punched straight through an empty asteroid. The ship vanished again before any sensor could lock on. "That was one test," Kane said. "We have thousands more ready." The room grew colder. Some aliens shifted in their seats. Dr. Reyes opened his black case. He took out a small crystal and placed it on a stand. The hologram changed once more. This time it showed close-up images of human faces, men and women of different colors and ages. Some looked young, some looked old, but all had the same look in their eyes, something hard, something that did not look away. "These are our people," Reyes said quietly. "They are not soldiers only. Many are teachers, farmers, doctors, parents. But every one of them knows what comes next if we lose. They know the stories of our past. They know what happens when there is no more talking." He paused. "You read our history. You know we fought each other for thousands of years. We used stones, then spears, then guns, then bombs that could burn whole cities. Each time we got better at killing, but we also got better at surviving. We learned to hide, to wait, to strike when no one expects it." A jelly being bubbled loudly. "You threaten us with your savage past. How primitive." Reyes smiled a little. It was not a happy smile. "Not threaten. Warn. You asked for compliance. We give you truth instead. If your fleet comes to our stars, you will not find armies waiting in neat lines. You will find shadows. You will find traps. You will find people who fight with everything they have. Teeth, hands, minds, machines, and they will not stop until the threat is gone." The hologram showed one last image. A single human soldier in black armor stood on a dark moon. He held a long knife in one hand. His other hand rested on the trigger of a heavy gun. Behind him, stars burned cold and bright. He looked straight at the camera. His eyes were calm, too calm. Elena spoke again. "We asked for peace. You said our weapons were the problem, so we kept them ready. Now we say this clearly. Do not come to Sol. Do not send your ships near our worlds. Do not test what happens when humans decide there is nothing left to lose. Kazathar's wings buzzed with anger. You dare give us orders? In our own chamber? We give you facts, Elena answered. The choice is yours. The humans turned to leave. Before they reached the doors, a tall plant being stood up. Its leaves shook. You think fear will stop us? We have lived longer than your species has walked upright. Marcus Kane stopped. He looked back over his shoulder. Fear is not what we want from you, he said. We want you to leave us alone. If you choose war instead, then you will meet the part of us that has always been there. The part that hunted in the dark. The part that survived ice ages and plagues and wars that should have ended us. The part that does not forgive. The part that does not forget. He looked around the silent chamber, and that part wakes up very fast. The doors closed behind the three humans. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then Kazathar raised his claw. Send the order. Mobilize the armada. We will show these primitives what real power looks like. Some looked less sure. Outside the chamber, in the quiet corridor, Elena, Marcus, and Liam walked side by side. Elena looked at Marcus. They will come. Yes, he said. Liam adjusted his glasses, and when they do, they will see. None of them smiled. Far away, in the dark between stars, hidden human ships waited, silent, patient, ready. And on Earth, in every city and village, people finished their last preparations. They kissed their children goodbye. They locked their doors. They picked up their weapons, not with anger, not with hate, with something colder, with something older, with the calm knowing that comes when there is no way back. The galaxy had pushed humanity into a corner, and now the corner was empty. The first alarm came at dawn on Valus Prime's orbital cycle. A scout ship named Light of Dawn sent a short message back to the council station. Sol system empty. Then the signal died. Kazathar stared at the blank screen in the command room. Around him, officers from many species moved fast. They checked sensors again and again. Nothing. No Earth, no Mars, no crowded asteroid belt full of human mines and factories. Just black space. The stars looked the same, but the planets were gone. How is this possible? A crystal delegate asked. Its body flashed bright yellow in panic. A whole system cannot vanish. No one answered. They had no words for it. Kazathar ordered more ships. Fast scouts raced toward human space. They arrived at the edges of what used to be Sol. Their reports came back the same. Empty. No gravity waves from missing planets. No explosion marks. No radiation. Nothing. It was like the humans had never been there. The council chamber filled again. Delegates argued loudly. Some said the humans destroyed themselves in one big blast. Others said they used secret technology to move their whole system somewhere else. A few whispered that maybe the humans had tricked everyone with holograms all along. Kazathar raised his claw for silence. We must act now. The armada is ready. 900 ships, 30 species. We go to their last known colony at Proxima Centauri. We find them. We end this. The vote was quick. Almost everyone said yes. Fear made them brave. The great fleet gathered in formation. Huge ships with glowing engines moved together like a school of fish. They jumped through hyperspace in perfect lines. When they came out near Proxima, they found the system quiet. Too quiet. The human colony world, Proxima B, turned below them. Cities stood empty. Lights were off. No ships flew in orbit. Factories sat silent. Even the wind seemed slow. Boarding teams went down. They walked through streets with guns ready. They found food still warm on tables. Clothes hung in closets. Toys lay on floors. But no people. Not one human. A team entered a big underground lab. The doors were open. Inside, machines hummed softly. Screens showed old data, maps of stars, lists of supplies, pictures of smiling families. Then the screens went dark. One soldier stepped forward. "There is something here," he said into his radio. His camera showed movement in the shadows, a shape, fast, small, then screams. The feed cut off. Back on the flagships, the council watched the last seconds over and over. The soldier's helmet camera showed nothing clear. Just darkness, then claws, then red, then nothing. Hours later, the same dropship came back up on its own. No pilot, no crew. The hull had deep scratches from the inside. Blood stained the seats. The blood did not match any known species in the Concordance database. It matched human. Kazathar looked at the images. His wings shook a little. "They are here," he said. "They are hiding." Scouts searched gas giants. They scanned moons. They flew through asteroid fields. Every few hours they found something small. A faint heat signal. A weak radio whisper. A single human escape pod drifting with no power. Each time a team went to check, the same thing happened. They landed, they searched, then contact stopped. Hours later, their ship returned empty, or it did not return at all. The Armada started to lose ships, not in big battles, in small, quiet ways. A supply ship vanished while refueling. A patrol group sent 3 messages, then silence. A big cruiser found a human drone floating nearby. When they pulled it in, the drone opened. Something small and fast came out. Alarms screamed. The cruiser went dark. When rescue teams arrived, they found the crew gone. Only blood on the walls, and one word scratched into metal: run. Panic grew. Delegates argued in the command rooms. Some wanted to go home. Others wanted to burn every human world they could find. Kazathar listened to all of them. Then he made his decision. "We glass the surface of Proxima B," he ordered. "If they hide below, we make them come out." The fleet moved into position. Heavy cannons charged. Bright beams lanced down through the clouds. Cities turned to glass. Mountains cracked. Oceans boiled. For 3 days the fleet fired. When they stopped, Proxima B looked like a dead rock. No life signs, no movement. Then on the 4th day, a signal came from the ruins. A human voice, calm, clear. "Thank you," the voice said. "You just made our job easier." The transmission ended. Minutes later, alarms screamed across the fleet. Human ships appeared. Not many. 10, maybe 15. They came from directions no one expected. Inside gas giant rings, behind moons, even from inside the star's corona where no ship should survive. They did not attack in formation. They struck fast. One human ship appeared next to a supply tanker, fired once, vanished. The tanker broke apart in silence. Another human ship dropped close to a battlecruiser. Small pods shot out. They stuck to the hull like insects. Seconds later, explosions ripped through the cruiser's engines. The big ship spun slowly, dead. Boarding reports came in fast. Human teams moved through corridors. They wore black armor. They carried short blades and guns that spat metal fast. They did not shout. They did not waste shots. They killed quickly. Then they moved on. One camera caught a single human. He was wounded. Blood ran down his arm. 3 tall Trellix warriors cornered him. They raised their energy spears. The human laughed, short, cold, faster than anyone thought possible. He grabbed one spear, twisted, broke the warrior's arm. He drove his knife into another's neck. The 3rd warrior fired. The shot missed. The human jumped. His hands closed around the warrior's throat. Bones cracked. The warrior fell. The human stood over the bodies. He looked at the camera. He smiled once. Then he walked away. The council watched that clip many times. No one laughed anymore. Kazathar sat alone in his private room. He looked at the growing list of lost ships, more than 100 now. And still no big battle. No grand human fleet. Just attacks. Small, sharp, endless. He finally spoke to his closest advisors. "They are not fighting to win territory," he said slowly. "They are hunting us." One advisor, a soft jelly being, bubbled weakly. "What do we do?" Kazathar stared at the stars outside. "We keep searching, we keep dying, or we go home and hope they forget us." But deep inside, he knew the truth. The humans had not vanished to hide. They had vanished to spread. Everywhere. In the dark places. In the cold places. Waiting. And when the council ships came close, the humans came out. Silent. Patient. Savage. Without warning. The great armada of the Galactic Concordance limped through empty space. Many ships were gone now. Others moved slowly, with broken engines and cracked hulls. The once proud fleet looked tired and thin. Over 900 ships had started the hunt. Less than 600 remained. The council delegates no longer shouted with confidence. Their voices were quiet. Some cried in soft bubbles or weak flashes of light. Kazathar stood on the bridge of the flagship Harmony's Reach. He watched the stars outside the wide window. No one spoke to him, unless they had to. Everyone knew the truth deep inside. The humans were winning, not with one big battle, not with loud speeches, with small, sharp cuts that never stopped. The fleet had tried everything. They burned worlds. They searched every moon and rock. They sent drones into dark corners. Always the same result. A human ship would appear for a few seconds. It would fire once or twice. Then it would disappear again. Sometimes, it left a message on open channels. Short words in many languages. "You should have stayed home." Boarding attacks became worse. Human teams no longer waited for council ships to come close. They struck first. Small black pods shot out from nowhere. They attached to hulls like seeds on fruit. Then the humans came inside. They moved in silence. No battle cries, no angry shouts. Just fast steps and quick hands. Council security teams, big warriors with strong armor and powerful weapons, fell one by one. Humans used knives more than guns now. Knives were quiet. Knives did not waste power. Knives let them get close enough to see the fear in alien eyes. One attack happened on the heavy cruiser Dawn's Blade. The ship was guarding a supply convoy. Alarms sounded late. Too late. Human pods hit the outer hull. Within minutes, humans were inside the main corridors. Security cameras caught everything. A group of 5 humans in dark armor walked down a hallway. 3 Trellix warriors blocked their path. The Trellix were tall and strong. Their skin was thick like leather. They carried long energy spears that could cut through metal. The lead human, a woman with short hair, raised her hand. She held no gun, only a short blade. The Trellix charged. She stepped to the side. Fast. Too fast. Her blade flashed once. Blood sprayed across the wall. The first warrior dropped. The second swung his spear. She ducked low. Her foot kicked his knee. Something cracked. He screamed and fell. The third warrior fired his energy weapon. The shot burned the air. It missed her by inches. The other 4 humans moved at the same time. One jumped on the fallen warrior's back. His hands closed around the neck. Twist, snap, done. Another human threw a small round object. It stuck to the wall and exploded in white light. The third Trellix warrior went blind for a second. That was enough. A human knife found his throat. The woman stood over the bodies. She wiped her blade on a dead warrior's cloak. She looked straight at the camera. Her eyes were calm, almost bored. Then she nodded to her team. They moved on. That video spread through every ship in the fleet. Delegates watched it again and again. No one laughed at the primitive humans now. Kazathar called an emergency meeting in the main chamber of Harmony's Reach. The room was smaller than the big council hall on Valus Prime. Many seats stayed empty. Dead delegates, missing ships, fear hung in the air like smoke. "We must change our plan," Kazathar said. His voice sounded thin. "We cannot chase shadows forever. We lose more every day." A plant being lifted one trembling leaf arm. "What do you suggest, Speaker? Retreat?" Kazathar looked at the being. "We have no choice. We return to Valus Prime. We rebuild. We ask for more ships from homeworlds. We prepare better defenses." Murmurs filled the room. Some agreed. Others looked angry. A crystal delegate flashed dark blue. "They will follow us. They always do." Kazathar nodded slowly. "Yes, but at home we have forts. We have shields. We have numbers again. Out here, we bleed slowly." No one argued much. They were too tired, too scared. The fleet turned. Engines glowed weak as they prepared the long jump back to Valus Prime. It would take many cycles, time enough to think, time enough to hope the humans would stop. They did not stop. 3 days into the journey home, the first big strike came. Not one ship, not 10, hundreds. Human vessels appeared all around the fleet. They came from every direction. Some dropped out of jumps inside the formation. Others rose from behind drifting asteroids the council thought were empty. Some even came from below the galactic plane, places no one watched. They did not attack the biggest ships first. They hit the weak ones. Supply ships, repair tenders, hospital vessels. One by one they died in bright flashes. Council ships fired back. Lasers and plasma burned space. Most missed. The human ships were small and fast. They twisted like birds. They used the council fleet itself as cover, flying between big ships so friendly fire would hit allies instead. Boarding pods rained down. Thousands. Humans poured into corridors like water into cracks. They fought room by room, deck by deck. They knew exactly where to go. Power rooms, bridge access, life support. They cut those first. On one destroyer, a human team reached the engine core. They planted small charges. The core went critical. The ship broke apart in silence. No survivors. Xathar watched it all from the bridge. His claws clicked fast against the console. "How do they know our plans?" he asked no one. An officer answered quietly. "They listen, they wait, they learn." The attacks went on for hours. The fleet tried to form a tight ball for protection. It did not help. Humans slipped through gaps. They appeared inside the ball. They killed. They left. When the last human ship vanished, the armada was broken. Less than 300 ships left. Many drifted without power. Others burned slowly. Kazathar sat in his chair. His wings hung low. He looked old. A message came through on open channels. A human voice. Female. Calm. "This is Ambassador Elena Voss. You wanted to teach us a lesson. We learned it. Now we teach you one. Go home. Stay home. Do not come back to our stars. Next time we will not leave anyone alive to carry the message." The channel closed. Silence filled the bridge. Kazathar looked at the remaining officers. "Set course for Valus Prime," he said. No stops. The broken fleet limped onward. Behind them, in the dark, human ships watched. Silent. Patient. They did not chase. They did not need to. The council was running now, and humans knew how to hunt things that run. The broken armada reached Valus Prime after many long cycles. The once mighty fleet looked small now. Less than 200 ships remained. Many had black scars from human weapons. Others trailed smoke and sparks. The station above the green world opened its huge docking arms. Ships slipped inside one by one. The council members who still lived stepped out slowly. Their faces showed fear. Their bodies moved like old machines that had run too long. The main chamber filled again. Fewer seats had occupants. Many were empty forever. Lights felt dimmer. Air felt colder. Kazathar walked to his high platform. His golden wings hung low. He looked smaller than before. He spoke in a tired voice. "We return defeated. Our fleet is broken. Our people are gone. We must vote now. Unconditional surrender. We send the message to the humans. We accept their terms. We leave their stars alone forever." Murmurs moved through the room. Some nodded slowly. Others stared at the floor. A few still looked angry, but their anger was weak. Before anyone could speak, alarms screamed across the station. Red lights flashed. Every screen showed the same thing. Thousands of small dots appeared around Valus Prime. They came from nowhere. No jump flashes, no warnings, just there. Human ships, not in neat lines, not in big formations, just everywhere. Like a cloud of angry insects. The council members stood up. Some ran to the doors. Others froze. Xathar looked at the main screen. His claws clicked once. Shields up. Weapons ready. The station's commander answered fast. Shields at full. But there are too many. We cannot stop them all. Outside the viewports, human vessels moved closer. Small black shapes. Fast. Silent. They did not fire big guns yet. They waited. Then boarding pods launched. Thousands. They flew straight at the station like arrows. Some hit the outer hull. Explosions bloomed in quiet flashes. Humans poured inside. They moved through corridors like water. Black armor. Masked faces. No words. No shouts. Just quick steps and sharp movements. Council guards tried to fight. Tall warriors with energy spears. Soft jelly beings with shock fields. Crystal soldiers with hard light blades. They fell fast. One camera showed a hallway fight. 5 human soldiers against 20 guards. The humans did not stand in a line. They split. 2 went low. 2 went high. One threw a small ball that burst into bright smoke. Guards coughed and waved. Humans moved through the smoke. Knives flashed. Guns barked short bursts. Bodies dropped. A human woman with short hair stepped over a fallen guard. She looked at the camera. She raised one finger to her lips. Quiet. Then she walked on. Inside the main chamber, doors exploded inward. Smoke rolled in. Humans entered. 10, 20, more. Their eyes scanned every corner. Kazathar stood tall on his platform. His wings opened a little. "Stop," he said. "We wish to talk." Admiral Marcus Kane walked forward. His uniform was torn. Blood stained one sleeve. But he stood straight, calm. Ambassador Elena Voss came next. Her face showed no anger, only calm purpose. Dr. Liam Reyes followed. He carried the same small black case. Kane looked up at Kazathar. "You wanted to talk before. Now we talk." Kazathar's voice shook a little. "Why this? Why so much death? We only wanted order." Elena answered, "You wanted control. You wanted us small. You wanted us afraid. We said no. You sent ships. We answered." A jelly delegate bubbled weakly from its tank. "You are monsters. You kill without reason." Liam Reyes stepped forward. "No. We kill with reason. You pushed us into a corner. We came out fighting. That is all." Kazathar looked around. Dead guards lay near the doors. Smoke in the air. "What do you want now?" Kane spoke clearly. "Nothing. We already have what we want. You will not come back. You will not send fleets. You will not make rules for us anymore." Elena added, "We could end this station. We could end your council. But we choose not to. Go home. Tell your worlds what happened. Tell them the humans are not weak. Tell them we protect what is ours." Liam opened the black case. He took out a small crystal. He placed it on the central podium. A hologram appeared. It showed Earth. Cities stood again. Lights glowed in windows. People walked in streets. Children played in parks. Ships flew in orbit, but not for war, for trade, for life. Then the image changed. It showed captured council ships drifting in space. No guns, no power. On each hull, someone had painted a single red mark. A simple handprint. 5 fingers, clear and bold. "That is our mark," Kane said. "It means you live because we let you. Do not forget it." The humans turned to leave. Kazathar called after them. "Wait. What happens if we forget?" Marcus Kane stopped. He looked back. "Then next time, we do not leave anyone to remember." The chamber doors closed behind them. Outside, human ships waited, patient, watchful. They did not attack again. They only watched. The council sat in silence. Some cried. Some stared at the handprint burned into the wall by a human cutter. 5 fingers. Simple. Strong. Kazathar looked at the empty podium. The hologram was gone, but the images stayed in every mind. For the first time in thousands of years, the old species felt small. They felt watched. They felt hunted. And they knew the hunters would always be there. In the dark, in the quiet, waiting. Without warning, the humans returned to their stars. Ships vanished into jumps. No victory speeches. No parades. Just quiet work. Living. Protecting. On Earth, people went back to normal days. They kissed their families. They worked in fields and factories. They laughed in streets. But every adult knew, deep inside, something old slept again. Something that had woken once. Something that could wake again, if needed. And the galaxy remembered. The day the council saw human savage instinct, without warning.